My name is Nicole Cater, your host, founder, and servant leader of Graceville Community. I want to thank you for tuning in to Graceville Community Podcast. This is a safe space, a place in which we just share stories of how God has touched individuals' lives all across the world and how they are now impacting the kingdom of God. Thank you for tuning in. Blessings to you.
Hello, Grace-Filled community. Welcome to another episode, which I am so excited today. Y'all, what is another word besides like excited? Uber excited, thrilled, um, enthused, enthusiastic. I don't know. Y'all send me. What are some words beyond excited? Because I'm always excited, but today I'm especially excited. So send me some options. But we have a special guest, some dear friends of mine, people that I would definitely call a part of my community, people dear to my heart, that are doing a new thing that has also impacted my life. And so, you know that at Gracefield Community, we bring people that have had impact and change by the grace of Jesus Christ and that are impacting others. And you know, at Gracefield Community, we're all about wholeness, right? So we're talking mental health, we're talking spiritual health, we're talking our physical health and our emotional health. So today we're going to dive into some aspects that affect all four. Still. All right. So help me welcome my good friend who you have seen on before and her amazing, phenomenal husband, Heather and Sam Reddick. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, guys.
I'm so glad to be back.
Yeah.
I brought a tag along.
I love it. I love tag-alongs. I should have brought my tag-along.
Yeah. Where you at, tag along?
I know.
So good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yes, always. Okay, so I want to dive right in because I've been really excited about the thing that you guys have been doing, and I just keep saying the thing because I want to give you opportunity to share. Um, and just share like what's so good about it and how it's impacted your life. And I definitely, audience, no joke, I got some things to say about this. All right. So go ahead, tell us what you have happening.
Sure. Yeah, so technically the thing that we're doing right now is called Shaklee. And Shaklee has actually been around for 70 years, and I had no idea.
Right.
But our journey through what we were doing physically for health wise and stuff like that started about 2 years ago. And so if you don't mind, can I start there? Is that
Please
okay?
do.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay. You're in trouble. Just kidding. No, so about 2 years ago, Sam and I started talking about getting healthier and doing things clean, making sure that our temples have been cleaned completely inside. And whatever happens on the outside is a bonus, basically. We just wanted to eat healthier. And we've noticed the effects of how health um, is affected by our food and things like that. And so we started on this journey to losing weight. And we did great through a program. And I'm not knocking the other program because we are kind of still doing that along with Shaklee. And it basically centered on different foods that we would eat and how our bodies would react to it. So we would single out certain foods and see how that would react to our bodies. And there were foods that I could eat that Sam could not, and vice versa. And we lost a lot of weight out of that. Well, yeah. And now he can because of the clean eating and stuff like that. Like before he couldn't, you
With
couldn't.
coconut.
Yeah.
I was allergic to coconut.
Yeah.
So I became unallergic. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can have coconut now. So
So
I don't know how that worked out. It's God.
Yeah.
Because I always liked the flavor, but
Yeah.
never could have it.
Like literally he went and washed, sorry, Bath and Body Works, but he had their coconut lime verbena, a hand wash, and would wash his hands and came out and was completely red, like his whole skin was
Wow.
swollen. So we had to
I don't know if it was
Benadryl
that
him.
brand or not. I don't remember. But
Well, it was something.
something had coconut in it. So
See. Anyway,
yeah.
but during that journey, as I was going through that program, I realized that my health was actually connected to my mental health, and
Mhm.
realized that there were some trauma points that I had used food to cover up some mental issues and things like that with myself. And I didn't know it. So I reverted back and just quit everything, um, stopped doing all of the program and everything like that. And because it just triggered. It was this huge trigger, and I had no idea. I didn't realize how deeply rooted it was. And so we started going into counseling and doing a lot of things like that. And then we just like, we got to get back to eating well again because we felt so great. Like we were sleeping better. I didn't have leg cramps in the middle of the night. I didn't go to the bathroom every 2 seconds, just things like that. And so a friend of mine who was she was with a different company. She had been with this company for 25 years. She's like, I'm quitting that company. I'm doing this. And let me share with you. And I literally just talked to her 2 weeks ago, like before she told me about Shaklee and with her other program or with her other company. And and she was like, Heather, I'm doing this big thing. I'm stepping out on faith. We're doing this whole faith thing, and I want you to come with me. And when she was doing she was with a cosmetic company before, and she could tell in my face that I was really super dry and had a lot of imperfections and stuff like that. Well, not like, anything like big, but still, it was just like red and dry. And she was like, you need some more, moisture in you or something like that. I can't remember what she said. Anyway, so she told me about Shaklee, and we got started on which one did we take first?
Life Shake.
Life Shakes.
And then we had the B complex, vitamin C, and D3.
And then also
Collagen 9.
the collagen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
collagen, which is already in our bodies, y'all. Collagen's already in our bodies. This is just a supplement for those of us who are lacking. So, and I noticed I'm not dry anymore. I don't have hardly any imperfections anymore. Sam is actually feeling baby soft smooth.
Y'all, it helps marriages too. There you go.
Yes, it does. So it's just, and then just recently I noticed that, and I call it my boulder holder to be, somewhat,
Oh,
yeah, but my bra, my latches are growing in, like I'm clicking, I moved up one. I'm so excited. I'm always on the last one, always.
Mm.
But I went in and my belt loop went in
Same.
one, and Sam too.
Yep.
Yes,
We're
yes.
feeling so good.
I love
didn't
it.
tell you about Shaklee yet.
I love it. Well, let me just say this. I actually have to go back to something that's super important, right? Because when we talk about our temples, for our listeners, if you followed along, or even if this is your first time, our temples are God designed, right?
Yeah.
And so when he designed our body, he designed it with this emotional capacity, with this physical capacity, with this mental and spiritual, and all four of those work together.
Yeah.
They all need to be in balance. And when I say in balance, that doesn't mean it's like 25, 25, 25, 25, right? There are times and seasons where maybe 35 is here and 20 is here, but there is a balance. I always say when there's unbalance, the number one sign is that there is no peace, right?
Yeah.
And so when we talk about like impacts to, like you mentioned, mental health, right? A lot of it is the things that we are putting in our body spiritually. What are we putting in, right? Like, are we doing our meditation and time with the word, right? Are we doing our worship time? Are we letting the emotions that we have inside of us out so that we can be emotionally healthy, right? And then, of course, there's that physical aspect. And like you said, the food plays a huge factor. The quality of the type of vitamins and the liquids that we're taking in play a huge factor as well, right?
Right.
And so I have my own journey with Shaklee. I'm gonna like jump in for a moment because you
Yeah.
mentioned the collagen, right?
Yes, girl.
Which is my absolute fave. Like,
Yes, mine.
listeners, if you have not seen me, go check out Facebook, Instagram, anywhere, and look at photos from the last 2 weeks versus months and years
Wow.
ago, right?
Yeah.
Even in this moment, I am used to like have to put on makeup because I'm like, my skin has so many blemishes, different skin tones. I was consistently dry. I have always had dry skin.
Yeah.
And in taking the collagen combined with supplements, it has been so impactful. Y'all,
Yes.
even in this moment, I'm like, no makeup, skin is
Go,
like
girl.
hydrated. Uh,
Yes.
Matter
It's
of fact, at times I'm
glowing.
like, oh, is there a little oil there? Oh my gosh. Like,
Look at you glow. Yes.
yes.
So good.
Um, hair, nails, but the biggest thing for me is even muscle, right? Like I
Yeah.
have been doing weightlifting. I have done like, working on the physical temple. And since I've been taking the collagen, it's been
Yeah.
like this muscle is forming and it's forming fast, right? Like, what is happening? Could I have done
So
this
good.
all my life, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So there's so many benefits that we see from the quality and the pureness of the Shaklee products. And
Mhm.
so, Sam, I would love to hear from you because I do want to have a conversation, even about like the hormone components that are impacted by the things we bring in our home. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, Sam, with your weight loss journey and your Shaklee experience, like, how do you feel like it's hit you maybe even a little bit differently than Heather?
So with the weight loss journey, Heather and I did the same thing. So we, well, I guess I learned how to cook. Was a big focus on that with the original weight loss journey, but we lost so much weight. And for me, it affected me a little different, I guess, than her because, I'm just excited to see, be able to fit into my older clothes and stuff like that. But then when it struck Heather or triggered some deep-rooted emotional issues, we stopped. And we stopped the hardcore, I
Yeah.
guess. I really don't know what to call that. But anyways, we stopped doing that, and then we did continue when we could, and then we had some financial things come in that affected, our ability to buy some of the healthier foods because it's still too expensive in some cases,
Yes.
but it's getting better. Um, but we did keep our diet sort of consistent, but sometimes not. Anyways, so we gained back some of that. And then with Shaklee, when we came on, one of the things, obviously, we're losing weight again. It's a little bit more steady, not super rapid fast, but it's definitely noticeable, which I think maybe even healthier.
Yeah.
Um, but for me personally, I'll just jump right in on the vitamin D3 because I was diagnosed a long time ago with a D3 deficiency, and it was affected. I guess D3 can affect all kinds of things, not just your bones, but it was affecting my nerves in my face. And I thought I was losing sensations or feelings. I thought I had all kinds of stuff wrong, how that can trigger anxiety about health. But
Right.
what it was a D3 deficiency, and they recommended taking vitamins. So I started taking all kinds of off-the-shelf vitamins, and I never noticed a difference. And with Shaklee, and I mentioned this earlier to our upline, I took D3 for about a month, and I started to notice the difference. I had a lot less pain. It was more like a really cold sensation on my
Yeah.
side of my nose, and Heather could feel it.
Yeah.
But something changed when I started taking the D3, and some of it may have something to do with the B12 or the B complex vitamins. But that's the biggest thing aside from the weight loss and maybe feeling more hydrated. For me, that really struck me was my nerves felt like they were healing,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
have not had a return to the way it used to be. Even being off the D3 a couple of days, we've been out, we've been out, I guess, for a couple of days now, but
Yeah.
I can tell a difference. So that's
Yes.
So
probably
good.
my biggest change. And then the emotional aspect. I mean, there with the B complex, I did notice, and I was mentioning to Heather
Yeah.
this, the dirt colored glasses, I guess, that I had on everything. I don't want to use a certain word. That I was viewing life through. I realized that it was lifting,
Yes.
So just to, I mean, a testimony to the power of what God gave us,
Already created.
created for us naturally to take in,
Yeah.
that honestly, with all the processed foods that we eat all the time in this country, we aren't getting, and now all of a sudden we're getting it. I realize the difference. He intended for us to have all of this stuff in our bodies. He
Yeah.
provided it for us, and that's one of the things I think Shaklee's really focused on, is making sure not only that they're providing you with a high quality supplement, but they're making sure that there's no trash
Right.
in the supplements that they're giving you, or any of the products that
Yeah.
they're giving you. They really go with the EWG certification.
You,
They
yeah.
really go out of their way for that, and it shows. So I can know that not only am I being helped with this, and I can see it, I can feel it. My emotions are a lot better. My nerves feel better. I do sleep better most of the time. I'm drinking coffee today, but I don't rely on the coffee as much. I was doing 5 cups, 6 cups of coffee or more a day, drinking it at night. And I noticed also, in addition to everything else that I've just rattled off, I don't rely on that. So there's definitely a positive change, and you may not notice it right away. Some of the energy you do notice right away, but you look back over the last month or so that you've been taking it, and you go, this is different, that's better, that's better. So yeah, that's really where I'm at with my journey.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I love that. You talked about something that's super crucial is how the vitamins, right? Like the B12 complex, the vitamin D3 affected your emotion state even. And here at Graceful Community, we do a lot of talk about like emotional health, we have biblical counseling and so forth. And that's one of the things that is becoming more acknowledged in the mental health space is a lot of times what we're seeing is because of vitamin deficiency. It's something that, yes, God intended for us to have in our body a certain amount, a certain level. And because we no longer have those things coming through our foods because so much of it is processed, right? If we're not supplementing and bringing those things in and having those pure, high quality products, I love that Shaklee has like 100+ patent. They go
Yeah.
through this extreme screening
Yeah.
process beyond the US, right? Like, there's differences about Shaklee and just going to your local like pharmaceutical store, right? And
Right.
so, even when we talk about like your relationships and your ability to have community and be with others and have healthy like relationships, those vitamins play a part of how we process. They play a part of our brain's ability to, process emotions and maybe even process like our own awareness and so forth. And so I've experienced the very same thing
So good.
That's awesome.
with adding in like the collagen, changing my eating because it does. When you're taking these supplements and you're taking this collagen, you're like, okay, well, I'm not doing this for nothing. So now I'm also changing my eating. I'm a lot more conscious of what I'm putting into my body. And after a couple of weeks of seeing a difference, it was like, oh, I feel better.
Yeah.
I have more energy. My relationships are better, right? And so it only encourages you to want to continue doing so.
Right.
One of the things that I want to talk about that even does affect men, right? Because we all have hormones in our bodies. We all have a form of hormones, right? Like the first thing you think about men, you're like, oh, testosterone, right? Men actually have a form of estrogen in them too. Um, and then us ladies, right? And so, and as a personal journey, like I have started experiencing this lovely perimenopause state. And in such, I also have had PCOS symptoms. And so, in such, when I came into Shaklee, I was a mess, y'all. Like a mess all over the place. One day I'm happy, the next day I'm sad, right? And so, I had did all the things like trying to figure out like what is happening. And my lovely family, I mean, Lord knows they were just as patient as can be. And my husband for sure was like, Lord, please help her. Please help us. Like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
But so the time I came into Shaklee, I actually had just seen like a holistic nurse or a functional medicine nurse that we had went over a lot of the things that were affecting my hormones. And then I also was introduced to Shaklee, right? And so in that introduction, I'm like, this is all the things that like this holistic doctor was talking to me about. And it can't be coincidence, Lord, that it's right here in front, right? So if you're listening, I want to encourage you. Don't sit here and be just a hearer and not a doer, right? Like if you are like, hey, I could connect, or hey, I'm struggling with this, y'all, show notes has the link so that you can go to Sam and Heather's store and learn more about Shaklee. There is a lovely test that I'll let them tell you about that, you can find out what vitamins maybe you need. But for my experience, what happened was I started taking these vitamins. I started paying more attention to my eating, and I started even changing the products in our home. Because when we talk about like hormone disruptors, right? Like a
Right.
lot of times the cleaning products that we're using, the soaps that we're using, the laundry detergent, all of those disrupt our hormones. And so it's myself and my daughter, and we both were experiencing some challenges, some female challenges with these hormone disruptors.
Right.
And as I changed those things out, took the vitamins, took the collagen, and we are both doing this, we
Right.
have both, like you, are experiencing weight loss, have seen major differences in our skin, but even greater, I feel better.
Yes.
I'm resting at night. I
Yes.
feel healthier.
Yes.
My brain power, I'm like, my brain is back, y'all. It's
Right.
working the way it should. Like,
Yes.
in so many ways. And so with that, if you're somebody listening, Heather, I would ask, like, if somebody is listening and they're like, I don't even know where to start, I don't know, like, what to do, what would you refer them to do first?
If you're starting off with Shaklee, I would suggest to do the Life Shakes. Basically, it's a meal supplement. You just use it for one meal, and then whatever you eat for the rest of the day is fine. But like that one meal supplement, changing it, and we do it for breakfast because we're breaking our fast.
Mhm.
But sometimes I mean, when we've been clean eating, we'll do like eggs and bacon and stuff like that, and very lean bacon or whatever. But like just supplementing that and taking that out and having just the shake just changes everything from that day because your body is still going through its cycle, even though it's breaking that fast. There's like there's this rhythm that it's got going on. And so having that shake just like basically sets the standard for the rest of the day. So I would say do the shake. Um, or if you don't want to do that supplement, I would do collagen for sure.
Mhm.
Um, for that can be mixed in with like a smoothie or your coffee. You can mix it in with your coffee. I mean, and they come in, you can either get it in a big packet where it gives you the scoop
Mhm.
of how many, or you can do it in the little packets. Like they come individually, so you don't even have to measure. So that's
Yeah.
great. Because if you're waking up, you don't have to think.
Coffee.
Yeah. He's a coffee guy.
I'm a coffee guy, so
Yeah. But yeah,
but
that would be
Yeah.
my first suggestion. And if you're doing food, I would say if it's not something from the ground or from a animal, animal products and stuff like real animal products, I wouldn't eat it. Like if it's
Mhm.
boxed up, probably say no and just take and give yourself grace because you've been used to doing all of these things. It's gonna take some time for your brain to be like, I have to go without what?
Yes.
It's just give yourself grace. It's okay. And I'm sure God's gonna be fine with it too, because he knows that you're working toward the goal. You're not just you don't have to push yourself all in. Of course, it's better to do it that way, as some people have said. But for me, I'm a slower learner. I like to learn things, slowly so that I'm ingesting it all at once, if that makes sense. But
Yes.
yeah, so we're like, I have cut out a lot of starches like potatoes and French fries and pastas. I don't even go like the whole wheat side of those things. And actually I did it mostly because of the diabetes part of my thing. That would spike me a lot. I actually realized after doing Shaklee for a while, I don't even have the responses from that anymore. So we actually had spaghetti the other day I didn't even respond. I normally like will be like, "Ugh, I got too much,"
Yes.
you know?
The
But
sugar
no,
in the
yeah,
Right.
spaghetti.
yeah,
Yeah.
and didn't react. So I mean, it's like it's transforming our life. We love it.
It's the protein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
The life shakes have a lot of protein.
yes,
And so you're getting this consistent protein every morning. And protein, I've decided to know this. I'm sure a lot of people have known this for a long time, but
yeah,
protein is a really good fighter against blood sugar spikes.
Yeah.
It really helps with your blood sugar spikes. And because there's so much consistent protein in the life shake, I think that's where it's really started to help Heather. And I've seen the difference with that because she would fluctuate so fast and
Yeah.
so rapid. And there were a lot of things. We had a growing list of stuff that we were trying to avoid,
yeah.
which is, I mean, really a good thing, but we couldn't even splurge once in a while.
No,
Right.
It would
Like
hurt
we
me
did
so
with the
much.
spaghetti, it would be immediate. We had pizza like 3 or 4 days ago, which,
Yeah.
and these are all junk foods, but that
But
we don't
it-
make a
it-
steady diet of anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the protein in these life shakes, I think that's really what's
So
helped.
we haven't stopped like enjoying life.
Right.
Right.
We've just separated it from the daily life. Like
Yeah.
we're not doing it every single day anymore. We
Yes.
still have a good, healthy, we're gonna go out to eat today. But we haven't had it in like a few days or whatever, or like a whole week or 2 weeks, it just depends. So we
Right.
try to eat very clean.
Yeah, I love that. So it's interesting. That's actually exactly what we're doing here. And my rule of thumb is we don't bring it in the home, right? Like we're still living. So we still have activities. Lord knows we have graduation parties, birthday parties, like all these different things.
Right.
But because we're not bringing it in our home and because we're starting our base off with such a high level of protein, like you said, between the shakes, the collagen, I mean, if you guys know anything about like peptides and amino acids for our listeners, like this collagen is it. Like it has
Yeah.
all the like 9 amino essential acids that our bodies need. And so
Yeah.
when we start our day with that, I have found that even in going into those occasions where I used to like be able to sit down and eat a whole pizza and feel like I'm still going,
Yeah.
it's like I eat 2 slices and it's like I'm satisfied, I'm done, and I even feel a difference to say like, oh, this is complete, right?
Yeah.
So that's super great. Y'all, listeners, we're going to take a quick break. I want you to tune in to our sponsors and how uniquely enough, you're going to hear just a little bit more of Shaklee during our break, but stay tuned. Come back on because we're going to talk about some things that you can do for your entire family in your home with Shaklee. All right.
Hey, let's take a quick break. 9 out of 10 Americans aren't getting the essential nutrients we need from our diets. Well, now you can with Shaklee Vitalizer. In fact, to get all the nutrients in a single VitaStrip, you'd have to eat all of these foods. And probably live in the supermarket too. Only Shaklee Vitalizer uses the smart delivery system, designed to dramatically improve the absorption of nutrients by releasing them at exactly the right place and time in your body. We all want to thrive every day. With Vitalizer, just one VitaStrip a day provides the foundation for a longer, healthier life. So you can feel great in 30 days, guaranteed. That's the Shaklee effect.
At Shaklee, wellness has been our mission since 1956. In harmony with nature, let us help you live healthier with proven products made from best ingredients nature has to offer. To learn more or get any of our amazing Shaklee products, visit the website displayed on the screen or in the show notes of this podcast.
All right, Graceville community, we are back in this amazing conversation talking about the goodness that the Lord has provided through a company called Shaklee. And so, at the break, we were just going over some of the things that we have seen with Shaklee. And one of the things that is so funny is because we closed out with Heather talking about the collagen and different ways you could get it. And so, guys, if you follow my stories, on the Nicole Cater side, maybe not Graceville community. So if you're not following me personally, it's our Nicole Cater. I had talked about I take the collagen actually every morning. every morning. Okay. It's made that much of a difference. I am without fail every morning. And there's so many different ways I take it. So I have put it in my protein yogurt. I take it in my coffee. Well, I don't do coffee anymore. That's a benefit of Shaklee. I have totally cut out coffee, which if anybody knows me, I was coffee 3, 4 times a day. It is incredible. I do not do coffee. But I have put it in my green tea. I have put it in my protein shakes, all kinds of stuff. And so my family recently went on a cruise because that is our way to get away and connect with Jesus and recharge to come back and continue doing the work, right? And so while we're on a cruise, right before we went on the cruise, I had recorded and put a video about, hey, I'm going to use Shaklee on this cruise and that how we had these individual packs. And guys, I did the video and forgot to press my order button. I got ready to go on the cruise and I'm like, I don't have my collagen sticks. And I go look and I didn't press order. Okay. How much I love the collagen is I took a big old Ziploc freezer bag, put my collagen powder in there, rolled it up, and I was like, I hope these people don't think I'm bringing drugs. Like, I was like, I am trying it because I cannot go without my collagen. Yes. And so, no joke, if you look, you will see on my stories how I'm sitting by on the side of an ocean view window with this Ziploc bag, a chopstick stick, and a little like shot glass, right? Mixing my collagen every morning on this cruise.
I love it.
I love it. I love it. It is such a great product that I was willing to risk
So good.
cruise protection stopping me, asking me if I have drugs. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, all right.
Right now, because I want to see it.
Right. So before the break, we actually talked about just we said we were going to talk about some of the things that affect your home, right? And just real quick, Heather, tell us about one of the things that Shaklee offers that can help protect like your home as a whole.
Yeah, so a lot of what they are doing is just trying to get clean all over. So that includes your home. And they have a starter kit actually that helps you to get all of that going. So you can do it with your laundry, with bathroom items like your hand soaps and things like that, and also kitchen items as well. I actually had a friend, she does Young Living, and when she was getting into Young Living, she was realizing a lot of the products that were in there were actually aiding in her cancer that she was developing and stuff. So they are going, so Shaklee has gone, they're going beyond the process of going green. And basically no fumes. They have a no fragrance and a regular, and even the regular is a repeated fragrance in all of the products. So you're not getting this like all these different flavors going on at one time. It's just like one giant flavor. And I think that's even like like an essential oil type of thing and stuff. So that's even, but they take out all things that are chlorine. They take out all things that are ammonia, no phosphates, no nitrates. And I'm cheating here because I don't know all of these things yet. No harmful fumes, and they don't do animal testing. So the things that are going on your floor, things that are going on the things, your animals, your babies can crawl around and just be fine without realizing like how much is going into all of that.
Yes.
They even have some, it smells so good. They even have some commercial products. So if you run a business and stuff and you're having to clean up your business and stuff, you can buy commercial grade items too. So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So when I first was looking at Shaklee, one of the things that I noticed is that they were the first company in the entire world to be certified climate neutral. And so they were even the first ever people to bring Earth Day products. And they've been around, y'all. Like if you're a millennial like me, I'm on the like I'm a millennial. Literally, I'm on the cutoff, right? But I never heard of Shaklee. And so when I heard of it, I was just like, what is this? And how do I not know about it? Right. But they have been around and proven tested, tried, gone through the fire. Like, no.
Yeah. One of the things is Dr. Shack, the name is actually after a doctor, and he actually created the first multivitamin in 1915. And they thought that he was quackers. Because but what he did was basically take all the nutrients because they didn't have processed foods and stuff like we do now. That stuff didn't come up until like 60s, 70s, I think. And then, but he took the multivitamin and also the first protein powder, I think, was his first. So Dr. Shaklee, look him up. You can see him, read about him and everything like that too. And then the official company started in 1956.
Yes. Awesome. I did not know that. That is an incredible fact.
I
Yeah.
know, I'm a nerd.
Well, I love it. I love it. We
Yeah,
need
bit.
nerds. Like,
Nerdly.
oh goodness. Man, okay. So, if somebody was, I'm sure we have listeners that are like, I'm considering, I don't know where to get started. I know I need some vitamins, but who knows what? Like, what would you recommend them to do, Sam?
So what Shaklee does is they have this awesome option that if you are looking for what to take, I mean, they have a questionnaire. It's actually a product called Meology. And when you register for this, it asks you all kinds of questions about yourself, things about maybe your medical history, areas like focus, energy, your eyes, even just different things that you're looking to improve. It will ask you about just about everything. And if you want to get more detailed, you can even upload your blood work. So if you have a recent blood test or blood lab test, lab work, whatever it's called, there's a page that when you click, if you want to do that, you can click into that, and it has all these different fields where you can insert the information that corresponds to your blood work, and it'll get even more tailored. But even if you don't want to do that, the original questionnaire alone is enough to really tailor these vitamins specifically to you. And it'll even put your name on the package. So I believe it's a 30-day supply, and you just take the package out of the box, break it off, open it up, and there's all your vitamins right there. And it's free to take the questionnaire. It doesn't cost you anything. Then you get the option to choose whether or not you want to do the vitamins or not, or it'll give you the list of every vitamin that it suggests so that you can handpick just the ones you want if you don't want to take all of them. So I find that to be really useful because I wasn't sure, other than the D3, I really wasn't sure what I needed. So, and just based off the questions, it really does tailor to you.
Yeah.
It makes
Which,
it
I mean, I guess when we think about it, makes sense, right? Like the vitamins and the things that my body needs should by right be totally different than what maybe like Isaiah, my husband, needs, or what a friend needs. And I think that just so often we just go and say, okay, I'm just going to take this multivitamin, or I'm just going to take this. And we don't really understand like where we're at. And so the thing that I did like about that test is that it really evaluated like patterns, right? Like, what is your sleep pattern? What are these things? And then for me, a couple of years ago, I had an amazing friend bless me with a ancestry.com, right? And so that's something that the test actually even did too. Like I was able to like sync it, load my ancestry.com results, and y'all, it was able to say like based on, what we know about these people DNA, these are some of the things that run in your family, which is why we would recommend you take these vitamins.
So cool.
Life-changing.
So
So
cool.
such a great resource, especially to be free. I was like, hey, yes, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah. I forgot about the genetics test you could put in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to do just Ancestry. You can do 23andMe, right?
I think 23andMe or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever the other one
Ancestry.
is. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whatever one you want to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
So cool. So cool. All right, guys. So as we get ready to close out today, I just want to, y'all, do you guys hear noise? Let me tell you, our listeners, I have 3 teenagers. This is an authentic conversational show. somebody just turned on the speaker in our living room, and it definitely has like the surround sound, and I'm like, whoa, are we having a movie day? Like, did I miss the invite? All right. So as we get ready to close out and just give our listeners a chance to really check out Shaklee, guys. The link and everything is in the show notes. It is
Yes.
all there for you. I would ask, is there anything that you would give as like a final advice, a final tool for our listeners if you are looking to make like a health change, a wellness change?
Yeah. First one, like I said before, have grace for yourself. You are learning about yourself. A lot of people don't know that themselves often. And so, especially when it comes to internal health, what you're eating and why you're eating what you're eating and stuff, sometimes they're connected. So just be gracious to yourself. And then the final one is if you do try out Shaklee, and I really, really, really strongly urge you to try it. Just try it, even if it's just one time. I think you're going to fall in love with it even after the one time, but just try it. You will get, and if you're not satisfied, they're 100% money back guarantee. They don't even question. Like if you use the whole entire bottle and you say at the end, I don't want it, give them the bottle and they'll give you your money back. That's how it is. So, I mean, it's worth the risk. It's worth the try. You're not like walking into something that is, they're gonna like pull the rug out from underneath you or anything like that. It is like super transparent. That's one of the reasons why I love that. So
Yes.
that's my take. You got anything?
Well, she took the words out of my mouth on the first one. Yeah, you definitely need grace for yourself. Yes, yeah, definitely. Especially that goes with anything that you're trying to learn that's new and develop habits. It takes 21 days to really get a habit
Least.
Developed enough to where you stick with it.
Yeah.
But yes, with it was in there and it just left.
Holy Spirit help.
Right?
Yeah, right. No, what I was gonna say is if you do decide to take the plunge and try something Shaklee, any of the products, give it 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And you really do need that time. So while you're giving yourself grace and reminding yourself every day that this is going to be beneficial, allow 6 weeks, at least 6 weeks to really look back. That's basically 2 months.
Yeah.
To look back and say, this is different and that's different. Because I mean, I from personal experience know that you will see a difference and you'll be able to look back and go, yeah, I feel better.
Yeah.
So,
I think after 2 or 3 weeks, people were like, oh, something's happening to your face.
Some things
like
you
in a
can
good
definitely
way.
tell within 2
In
weeks.
a good way. Yeah.
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 But we were noticing it, the softness of our hands, and we're like, oh, look, Phil.
I'm telling you all, it helps marriages. There you go.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm ready for them to come out with the toothpaste.
Right? Yes. Yes.
So good.
Oh my goodness. So, even when we were talking about the vitamins, I will say as like a mom of 3 teenagers who, I mean, y'all reminding for stuff is like that's part of my brain. Like I'm reminding everybody else of their stuff, right? And so we believe in raising some very independent, like teaching them how to do life, right? And so even in this Shaklee process, I've had a lot of conversations about what we're putting in our body. We have changed as an entire family what comes in our home, what we're eating, right? Even giving them the awareness of even when we're out, like how can we make conscious choices with the selections that we have, right? Like maybe we're going to do some grilled chicken versus the fried chicken and things of that sort. But in that, so the thing about the meology, if you have children, let me tell you, they make it so easy with the multivitamins for the kids too. There's not an assessment because we know that just a study has shown us that there's certain things that kids need in their development process, right? In their growth process. And so even my 3 teens, we get the Meology Kids vitamins for each of them. It is so convenient because like you they label them with their little images. So like my daughter has like the little castle, right? And then it has their names on them. So when the box arrives, it has a lovely slot where you just pull out that day's vitamin. It easily rips off and they're just taking a package of gummies. And they're good. Like not a single kid has been like, I don't want to take this. This is nasty. They even, same thing for the cruise. They like pulled out their rip and like ripped out 7 and was like, pack my 7 vitamins. Uh, so it is super good for the whole family, right? Like when we, just like we would with Christ, right? Like I don't want anyone not to receive the salvation of Christ. And so it is my duty, my life mission, as we all should have, is to be witnesses, to tell the goodness of God, to share the good news so that someone else has the option, because I can't make the choice for you, but I can give you the information so you have the option to make a change. And this is the same with Shaklee. We are giving you the option to make a change, right? So I cannot in good conscience not have come on and tell our Gracefield community about this thing that has been life-changing. So many of you have asked, like, oh, Nicole, you look great. What's going on with your skin? Or in my in the Gracefield community, in our ride in the car with me videos, I have seen your guys' comments like, is that the sun? Like, you look so good. As much as I would like to take credit, first of all, I didn't create myself. And there are some things that I am using that is helping the process. So, Gracefield community, help me thank you, Heather and Sam, for joining us today, for really sharing more about Shaklee with us and the benefits that you have seen, and just being vulnerable and sharing that.
So good. Thank you for having us. Thank you for giving us this opportunity too. Can't wait to post it on our social media.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm so excited. So, listeners, again, show notes, the links are there. Go check it out. Go check out Shaklee. As always, if you are without a community, we believe in the power of community here at Gracefield Community. So, we invite you to join our online community, connect with us. Links are in the show notes. And if you are walking in this earth and you don't have community, you need community. And so we offer an online community, but we also have partners globally that we would love to connect you with so that you can build community. We were not meant to do this life alone. And so we love you. May you continue to walk in your journey with Christ. And as always, we're just an email away, grow@gracefieldcommunity.com. Take care.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Gracefield Community Podcast. We would like to invite you to visit gracefieldcommunity.com. Gracefield Community is all about doing church the way Church of Acts did, using 5 main principles that we see in the book of Acts. Sharing resources as believers pooled their possessions and resources to support those in need, as we see in Acts 2:44. Through hospitality, the early Christians practiced hospitality by opening their homes to others, as we see in Acts 2:46. By financial aid, the church in Antioch sent financial aid to believers in Judea during a time of famine, as described in Acts 11:29. Prayer and encouragement, they supported each other through prayer and encouragement, as we see in Acts 4:24. And finally, spiritual guidance. The apostles and elders provided spiritual guidance and teaching to help strengthen and build the community, as we see in Acts 15:30. I would like to encourage you, if any of those areas are areas in which you are in need or can contribute, please reach out to Gracefield Community. We are working together across the world with ministries and individuals alike to help bring back the Church of Acts.